Hello, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Indies for July 11th, 2021. We're almost done with our personal season of programming here. We've got a good month to go still, but we've got a great show for you. The Roundtable, we're going to be discussing the perils of youth and what demographics mean to us in terms of readership and everything like that, and authoring as well. But we'll have that discussion. We also have a great indie connection. If you're a fan of The Devil in the Deep Blue Sea, you want to hang out for that one. I am Joe Compton, so welcome to the show. And I wanted to start today's show, and I'm just going to do this real quick. I wanted to start today's show talking about something that I talked about on my Friday night show. So if you were here Friday, I apologize that you're getting this news again. But we made a pretty big announcement, you could say, or maybe not. I don't know. But to that end, I wanted to let everybody know what's going on. And so in 2021, about 3 or 4 months ago, I was asked by the Internet Movie Database, IMDb.com, to go ahead and put all of my content onto their site. List my shows, list all of the things that we do there, which is a pretty big deal. It's a site that gets hit 1 million times a day. And it's really one of the premier sites for movies and talking about movies and TV shows and all of that. So I was real excited about that. We've done that. And on top of that, they asked me if I was reviewing movies at the time. And I told them, yes, I was. And so I restarted my blog about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, which is freshbutteredpopcorn.com. And I started to do the movie reviews that I've been doing on and off sporadically for about 3 or 4 years now. And so I restarted that. And when I did that, they decided to make me an eligible critic review. So basically, all of my reviews now are externally linked from IMDb to our blog site on freshbutteredpopcorn.com. So with doing that, I've reviewed probably about half a dozen, maybe 8 or 9 movies now. My traffic went up from 10 views to almost in the thousands. I grew about 1,500% in that 2.5 months, just being on that site. And from there, I've also taken that, and I will be on Fandango and a couple other eligible websites that are going to be listing movie reviewers and movie reviews. And so we're constantly moving and growing, and that's real exciting. And Fandango is a Time Warner company, so that's going to spread across all of the media that they cover. So in doing that, I thought, well, I'm going to translate that success and that opportunity into putting more effort into not just film reviews, but book reviews and music reviews and anything indie, really. I'm all for reviewing anything, so we're really looking toward that future. And in doing so, I'm offering the opportunity for anybody who's independently published, who also is, an independent music producer as well. Anybody who has new material, brand new stuff, to send to us, and we will review it on that website. And we're going to start doing that weekly. I'm going to be doing a lot of reading over the next 2 months, but I'm real excited about that because I've wanted to get back into reading. I haven't been very good at it lately. It's been a while since I've been good at it. So I'm real excited to get back into it and start doing it again. So I'm going to start by doing it myself, and then we'll bring some people on and do some guest reviewing and stuff like that. And if you guys are interested in all that, just come and talk to me and we'll figure that out. But that being said, so anything that you have that's going to be brand new in 2021, I want you to come and talk to me about it. I imagine I've already talked to a few people and I've already gotten a couple things from people. So I imagine eventually I'm going to get flooded and overwhelmed by stuff. I mean, everybody wants their stuff reviewed, and especially if, we're getting seen a lot. And so now's the time. So if you have something brand new that you want to review, now there are caveats, and I wanted to go over that real quickly with this idea. It has to be absolutely brand new material. It can't be a re-release. It can't be a retread. It can't be something based on something else. I want it to be brand new. If it's part of a series, it can't be unless we've already talked about the first couple books or whatever. It can't be in the middle of the series or the last book in the series. If the first or second book in a series, I'll look at it and I'll determine, we'll probably review it. But I don't want to get in the middle of the series unless, of course, you can tell me that it's a standalone issue. If it's a standalone piece that can be read without the knowledge of somebody having to go to book 2, book 3, book 4, or book 1, book 2, whatever, then we'll look at that as well. But those are the caveats right now. I have a form that I've created for you to submit if you wanted to submit your stuff. I have a form in the description box right now. So it's right there, the address. It's the Google form there. Fill that out, send that to me, and that's how I will look at it. I know that some people have already emailed me and stuff, and you can do that. You can email me and message me. That's fine too if you don't want to fill out the form, but I'm going to direct you to the form. So if you want to actually do this, that's where I would prefer you to do it so that I don't lose track of who I'm getting in touch with, because, Messenger, I get a lot of messages, and as a lot of people here in the chat and panel will tell you, I lose stuff a lot because I'm constantly getting messages. So it's better to have it in a form. That way I know where it is all times and I can double back and double check it and everything like that. So that being said, that's what I'm doing. So what's new for 2021? We want your reviews. So come and talk to me about it if you need to. I am doing some retro reviewing as well. So if, down the line, right now I'm booked all the way through, though. I've got all my retro reviews lined up, and some of you who are here today are part of that. I've already thought about who I'm going to retro review. So I have that pretty much lined through probably most of 2021, all of 2021, but into 2022, I think, as well. But and I'll be talking to those people about that as well. But so sometime down the road, just keep that in mind. So don't get discouraged if you have something old that you want me to talk about. That'll happen down the road, I'm pretty sure. But that being said, that's the big news. So I'm real excited about that. I'm real happy to be doing that. And there's other things that are involved with that, including this show. As you've seen before, we've done actual reviews on this show. We've had review segments and stuff like that. And that's going to continue. And there's going to be some other things that we're talking about doing maybe in the fall season, maybe an actual review video show, something to that effect. I'm thinking all about all of that. So the more we grow and the more content that we're providing and the more we're out there, the more opportunity is for you. And that's what this has always been about. So I'm real excited to do that. So just keep all that in mind. So I want all of you to, keep that in mind if you've got something coming out, even if it's 7 months down the road. And as long as, we can talk about when we want to put all that together, that's all fine. In fact, I would prefer if you have something that's later down the road that is going to come out in like November or December, that's a great time. Right now is a great time to come and talk to me because I don't have anything scheduled that far out yet. And so you will probably be able to get on board with that. So, I mean, if you wait to the last second and I'm, like I said, this is going to come in floods. So the longer you wait, the less opportunity there will be for me to. I can't do it all. I will try as much as I can, but let's be honest. I'm one person, and I read like a snail. So it's gonna be a big challenge for me, which I'm willing to take on and I'm willing to accept. But and once I get more people involved, then we'll take on much more. But for now, that's the deal. So that being said, that's all I got for that. Let's get to talking. Let me stop talking because God, I've already gone on for 10 minutes. And let's get our panel in here to talk, please, more. And welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. Let's go through the list and tell everybody who's here, and then we'll talk a little bit about the perils of youth. All right, so I'm just going to go down the line here. So, Allegra, why don't you start us off?
Hello, my name is Allegra Pescatore. I am the founder and one of the primary authors in Ale Collective Publishing. We publish fantasy and science fiction that's all clumped together in a multiverse, and I'm excited to be here.
Thank you for being here. It's awesome to have you. All right, Anita?
Okay, I'm Anita Stewart. I write under A.F. Stewart. I am the author of the Camelot Immortals series, the Saga of the Outer Islands series, Visions and Nightmares, and a whole whack of other books. I also host 2 podcasts, Words That Kill and Between the Pages Book Chat, and I've just started a pre-made book cover site, so yay, I'm busy.
That's awesome. All right, NIKKI. Oop,
You're muted.
I'm muted. Why am I muted?
No, you're not muted anymore. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, then back to me again. Hi, I'm NIKKI Nelson-Hicks. I write a myriad of stuff. I write horror, speculative fiction, whatever you give me a contract for, I will write you a story about it. I write a lot of pulp noir. I love a good stuff that's got some monsters and some murders in it. That's pretty much my forte.
That's awesome. All right, Mr. LAHR.
He's
fantasy.
muted.
Oh, damn it.
No,
I mean, hi.
Hi.
Go ahead.
My name's Ron LAHR. I write fantasy, science fiction, humor. Although lately I haven't been doing that because my mother has Alzheimer's. So we've been selling our house and moving.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And so we can help them out and doing it all under the heat dome. So I'm just pissed. That's all I can say.
I can't wait. Okay, this is going to be fun.
Perfect conversation to have today for some grumpiness, right?
Grumpy old people, grumpy Gen Xers bitching about the youth. All right.
So I mean, so I sent everybody an article earlier this week about book talk, and we'll touch on it and what's going on there and TikTok and all that. And but really, the gist of the article was that young people are starting to gravitate toward reading again. I pulled up this stat, and which may surprise no one here, but may surprise people in the audience. I don't know. It may not surprise anybody. But in the 1980s, somebody had something going on. No problem. In the 1980s, 60% of children between the ages of 7 and 18 said 60% of them said they read every day. In 2016, that number went down to 16%. So, I mean, now looking at some numbers, and I'll throw some more numbers at you later, but it looks like, with the resurgence of book talk and how publishers are actually gearing toward their marketing toward that, and the idea of kids, that number is certainly to go up the next time they do a survey about who reads every day. And I'm just curious from each of all of your perspectives, where have you thought about demographic at all in terms of how you approach what you're putting out there? Is there certain things you do differently to skew to demographics? What are your thoughts on the catering to the demographic that is really eligibly reading right now? Again, I can throw a lot of numbers at you because it
Please
goes
don't.
down as as the older we get. So
Numbers mean nothing to me. I'm just.
All right.
Numbers
Math
behind
is
me.
math is hard.
Math is hard, and my brain
So
doesn't. My brain doesn't do math. So no.
Yeah. So what do we think about demographic? What is our idea behind it? And are we? Is there certain platforms you use differently, cater to?
I'll take any demographic I can get at this point. So
I don't
Nice.
worry about demographic. I write the story and I figure the story will find its audience. I don't worry about that because I think I would get completely constipated if I was trying to think, I must write for the 13-year-old. I must write for the 8-year-old. I must write for the 45-year-old. No. The story will find the audience. And that's probably a lot of magical thinking BS, but I don't care. That's how I work.
Are you to follow up that, Nikki? Are you because of what you write? Are you tailoring anything? Are you afraid of the demographics that might be picking up your book? Maybe
I have been at, say, for instance, at a book festival and selling books, and a kid will come up to my table and he'll ask about certain things, and I will have to remember, okay, are there any sex scenes in this? How much murder is in this? How much blood and gore? And I tried, actually, there are certain things I will say, no, this is pretty much just monsters and stuff. This is cool. This might have a little bit of tits in it, so you may not want to have that. But no, I don't really worry about that. As a matter of fact, I was trying to write a children's thing because this anthology was looking for a children's horror. And I was trying to write it, and I had the hardest time because I was giving it to my daughter to read. She's like, Mom, you cannot have the grandmother get eaten. You just can't do that. It's just not done. You can't have the grandmother eat the dog. You can't do these things because it's just not right. I bet kids would eat that shit up. I know they would. I know I would have. But I worry. I just can't. I can't work on those kind of confines. I just can't.
Yeah, I think that people like stories, and they will find stories in whatever medium appeals to them. So the people who look for books will find books. The people who look for their stories in games will go to games.
Exactly.
There are so many audiences that it's very pertinent to the business side to try to cater to a particular audience, but you never know what that audience is going to want when you start writing a book. And unless you are one of those authors who can go and write a book in 2 weeks and have it published in 4, it's very unlikely that you'll be able to hit a trend right on the nose.
Right.
And also this idea that there are certain types of stories or even content that will appeal to one age group or another, I've found to be rather bizarre. When I was 13, I was reading stuff that's darker and sexier and more violent than I read now. Mm-hmm. And people will gravitate towards your books if they like your books.
Yeah, we're a storytelling race. Human beings are innately a storytelling race. And we will find story, if not in books, again, games, we'll find in videos, we will find story everywhere. That's just what we do. That's what we look for. That's just what we are.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess we've killed that topic.
Well, we killed it. Sorry, man.
You brought up the numbers. What would you expect?
I think that those numbers are simply misleading.
Simply
I think
it's
because
all fear
I don't.
tactics.
Well, no, I think it's just that the medium is changing, not the stories that people want to experience. And it's fine if the medium changes. That's good. As storytellers, it's our job to decide, do we want to maintain the medium that we loved? Because obviously we love books. We wouldn't write books if we didn't love books. And we have to decide for ourselves, are we here to write books or are we here to tell stories? And if the only goal is to tell a story, then we'll adapt. We'll start writing for games. We'll
write 2016, they were probably doing more visual storytelling via games. That's probably why it changed from books to games, and it's a whole different mindset and way you use your brain, really, to play a game.
Let me throw this at you. Is this a paradox? Because in the 80s, most all of us here were, growing up in that time period, and we're all probably one of those 60% that said reading every day. Yeah. If not, somewhat in that vein. Do you feel like, I think, Allegra, you brought up an interesting point, which is you write about the things that you loved when you were reading, and you followed your passion behind the things that that influenced you, gravitated towards you. So because 80% of us were reading that stuff, now we're putting that stuff out there. Do you think that that's come full circle? Now the youth is gravitating toward it too, and we're going to become what influences them to write to the next generation. And there's just this in-between period where we weren't writing stuff for people. So do you think we're contributing a little bit to that resolve and the idea that more young people are reading because we're giving them the kind of things that we were influenced by?
Sure.
I also think, for me, I was a very defensive reader when I was in the 80s, teenager years. I read to escape. Mm-hmm. And right now, a lot of people, especially young people, read to escape. I know that I have a lot of younger friends, and they read to escape because right now the world is very scary. The future is very nebulous. And so it's cool to have a book that shows you the beginning, the middle, and the end, and you don't have to worry too much about, am I going to have whatever I need to have? It's an escape. It's a defense. So what if, because reality is right now so kind of scary, people are escaping to books like I did? I know that I did. Do you think that could be a thing?
Yeah.
The fact that we've got so much tension. I mean, back in the 70s and 80s, it was real tense.
Well, the book talk thing started because of the pandemic and them reaching for something to kind of escape from, because they're stuck in their house all day long, and you can
only watch so much Netflix. So many Schitt's Creek you can watch. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I love Schitt's Creek, but only so much. You can.
Yeah. Also, there's only so much your parents can let you watch too, right? They it's like, can you stop watching the TV and just go outside for like 5 minutes, right? Something.
No, Mom, there's a pandemic out there. I'll die.
Yeah, I said there's a lot more variety in books and in the way you can read books as well today too, which might be contributing to the resurgence of reading as well. Because I mean, with the indie books, you've got a lot more different subjects. You've got a lot more different types of main characters as opposed to the traditional, which keeps churning out the same thing over and over again to a certain extent. Although they are getting better, but so people are gravitating towards what they want in the niche area, and there's a lot more niches these days.
Oh, that's a good idea too. Yeah.
There's also a sense of, when we were younger, especially with traditional publishing, you go to a bookshop, you buy a book, and it's this thing that is very distant from the author, right? But today, especially with indie circles and social media, there is a much closer relationship between audience and author. You may interact with them, especially TikTok and Twitter and things like that. You may interact with them directly, one-on-one, and get to look into their lives and all of that. And I think that ties together something that a lot of media that especially young people are consuming is much more interactive than it used to be. You go read fan fiction or a serial and you get to write a review chapter by chapter that may influence how the author writes it, and you're connected to social media. You play a game and you influence the storytelling, and there is a sense of, I think, ownership of stories, and I think that goes back to like even discussions on death of the author and all of that people, I think, today are much more committed and close to the stories they're reading and the authors who produce them than what we were experiencing when we were growing up.
So you think this like demystifies the idea of the writer, the author? Because I remember, I'm Facebook friends and Twitter and all the things with favorite authors, people that I really admire. I go and I find them and I watch them. On my birthday, Ramsey Campbell actually wished me happy birthday, and I was like, holy shit, Ramsey Campbell wishing me happy birthday. I was just, wow. But it's just because I friended him on Facebook, and every so often I'll say something about something he does. And it's really cool. But it's interesting. The cool idea is that the readers and the writers are much more entwined. And also we're in a much more entwined society now before we were. I think it's fascinating.
JD Estrada has a question for the panel. He says, any concerns over security issues some people have raised about TikTok servers, etc.? Anyone gotten on Book Talk and seen a bump in readership? I think Nikki and I are the only ones on TikTok of this group.
I haven't really been. I want to build up more of my TikTok. I'm just terrified because the more I go on TikTok, the more talent I see, and I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to? These people are so good, but I want to. I've got some ideas. I've been writing up little mini scripts for myself, but I'm not yet. I mean, I saw a little bit of a bump in sales last month, but I don't know why. It wasn't great. I mean, I can buy myself a Starbucks. It was that kind of up bump, but I don't know why.
Well, I've never even used TikTok.
It's fascinating. Whatever you're into, you can find a creator who does something. It's great.
As an old person, I'm into the Facebook.
Oh yeah, I do the Facebook. I do the TikTok. I do the Twitter. I still haven't gotten to Discord yet. I really want to try Discord. So all my friends.
I live on Discord.
I have got to go figure out fucking Discord. Everyone does Discord.
I like Discord. I don't spend as much time as I'd like to on Discord because I keep forgetting about it.
I don't want you guys
I do lurk in Allegra's group and watch her conversations, which are fascinating.
I have got to do that. I got more to Discord because I have friends who have Patreons who do a lot of Discord stuff. I did Patreon years ago, and I got out of that because it just got too stressful.
Yeah, I was using TikTok. I was using TikTok as much as you were, Nikki, in terms of experimenting and just having fun. It was just a place where I could be me, where I didn't have to do Go Indie Now stuff, and you know, and now, of course, now with Book Talk, I've kind of like been absorbed by that community. So it's like now I'm doing more shit that I didn't want to do.
I need to get more into Book Talk.
Because
you see, that's my biggest concern with a whole lot of the social media that requires constant engagement.
Mm-hmm.
Is as creators, are we? And this is not a yes/no question, not a right or wrong way question, but how much of our time are we spending building ourselves up as authors versus how much time are we spending building up our work?
Work versus platform.
Exactly. Yeah. And platforms where you can, explore your work, where you can talk about your work, where you can brainstorm to a certain degree are good. And it's great to have that connection with your audience. You can be on the pulse of the feedback that you need to get to become better. But platforms that require constant, ceaseless engagement, to me, feel detrimental, at least in my own workflow.
It feels vampiric. You got to decide what part of yourself you're going to put out there, what part you're going to keep for yourself. Also, just I would put. I have a lot of creator friends who will eventually just put up a TikTok and say, "Look, I got to take some time off. I am burnt out. I just got to." Well, just do what you need to do, and don't think of. Am I getting paid for this? Are you paying me? You ain't paying me, then you'll get what I give you. But I'm evil, so.
No, I think that's how I approach TikTok too, and that's that's the thing about it is like there's not that. I mean, the engagement part of it there exists, but it's not like you have to constantly engage. It's just more of what happens with the algorithms and things like that is that you start to gravitate toward like, right? And so if you're talking about certain stuff, then that's what TikTok's going to feed you, and it just happens that I looked at Book Talk a lot because I was interested in it and thinking about it. And of course I have to do that for the research that I do for these shows and things like that. And so in doing that, I started to get absorbed by it. And it happened to, that's the kind of thing. The engagement part, you don't have to really do anything.
It's not heroin. You don't have to do it.
Well,
we have to do heroin?
Yeah. It can be for a certain person who really needs that constant validation that I'm still valid. Oh my gosh, was it fear of missing out, FOMO?
Yeah.
And I'm old. I got time for that shit. So,
well, I will say, preparing for this show, now I really want to do stuff on TikTok.
It's so much fun.
Just reading the article and thinking about what we were going to be talking about.
If you need a list of some really cool creators, I will send you a list. There's some
Oh, sure.
great stuff out
That'd be
there.
awesome.
There is definitely also something to be said about performative versus genuine social
Truth
media.
too.
If you are on a platform like TikTok, because the platform speaks to you, because you can be your genuine self and create educational content or funny content or anything that is that feeds your soul, that you're engaged with, then I think there's real value to it. It is part of your creative expression.
Yeah.
Yes.
But if you're joining a platform like that in a performative manner, I think people see through it. Today's social media users are very canny.
Yeah.
And they can
Yes.
see when you're trying to sell something.
Oh God, I hate that. Oh yeah.
And so my worry about things like Book Talk is that it starts with a group of passionate people creating passionate material. And then it slowly gets polluted by people who would join just for their benefit to themselves instead of giving back to the community.
That's my biggest problem with Book Talk is I get bored with many of those creators because it's just like, first it's like, okay, here's my book, blah, blah, blah. And they're very interesting. Then eventually it's just, here's my book, here's my book, here's my book. It's like they're thrusting this really ugly baby in your face constantly. Buy my book. Well, if you'll entertain me, I'm not going to buy your book. You've got to make a persona. You've got to entertain me. You don't, I'm going to get bored. And I get bored fast. So
the other issue with it is too, like we've seen this through Facebook and Twitter before, is follow me and I'll follow you back. Those posts.
Yeah.
And there's half the people there's so many people who engage in that and they get all the followers and then they don't follow back, or they, it's kind of that thing. And so you get frustrated with those aspects of it too, because it's like, why engage, so I don't worry about any of that stuff, but it is, you make an interesting point, Allegra, and Ron made it too. And you guys are all on different platforms. Like Allegra really is great on Discord, and Ron's really great on Facebook, and Nikki's really great on TikTok, and Anita's really great on Twitter. If you don't follow Anita on Twitter, you're doing yourself a disservice. But I think one of the ideas about marketing that is really paramount is that you find one or two that you're really, really enjoying, are good at, and you stay with that and you ride that wave all the way. You don't get off that wave. You can use the other ones to supplement what you're doing, and you can dibble and dabble, and you can try things out, and maybe one will catch, you catch a different wave and you get on that wave. But really, truly, you have to establish yourself somewhere and be comfortable, because if you're uncomfortably forcing posts out there, or you're just putting out blanket nondescript posts, or nothing with feeling, or anything like that, you're going to get called out, and and people are not going to gravitate toward that. And that's just part of the idea of social media, because it changes so fast. People don't have time,
No.
And so I think that's important, and it doesn't. That's why I want this conversation to really be all about Book Talk, because obviously there's only 2 people here who are actually on TikTok right now, but which sounds like it will change. But
it's gonna be fun.
It's all about where you feel comfortable, right? And showing yourself and expressing yourself. And I think that's part of what the youth gravitates towards, and that's why the youth is taking hold of these social media platforms, is because they want to be entertained. They want to engage with you, as you said, as we said before. The one advantage we really have as indies is that we can engage with our audience. We can physically engage and talk about everything. And if they're talking about your stuff, that's great. But you could talk about fandoms and other things that you have in common as well. And that just you feel more friendly and more and safer, right?
Yeah, you make friends with your people who read your books.
JD asked, do you think it'll eventually get homogenized, because Book Talk sometimes hits?
Everything eventually
I think
tends to do that.
I think everything runs its course, right?
especially when corporate gets involved, and then it becomes, you know,
Which
like,
is
I have a lot of creators that I follow, and they're really cool. But every once in a while, they'll be slipping in, and it's just a commercial. It's a commercial for something they're trying to show. They've been paid to, hey, and look at my shoes, and I'm like, oh God, really? Okay, I'm dating myself, but do you guys ever remember a guy he was on YouTube? He was Sassy Gay Best Friend. He was great. Sassy Gay Best Friend. He was my favorite, and he was great stuff. And then he started pushing Milo, this food additive, this food drink additive. Then every one of his YouTube videos just became and Milo, and I was like, oh, dude, you were so cool, and now you're just a corporate shell. You were really cool, and then he disappeared because he became a corporate shell, and the Utes don't like that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Some YouTube creators, though, they get creative with their sponsors.
Yeah.
Which is fun.
Which is great. God, I wish I could remember his name.
And those are the ones that stick around, right? Those are the ones that usually
because
weather that storm.
I can't remember his name, but he does a whole skit, and then at the very end of it, he'll do the person who's sponsoring the skit, and it's very funny. He's found a way to give you the commercial without making me go, okay, boop, time to go.
Yeah, Daniel Green, he's a booktuber. He is sponsored by Campfire, and he's got this whole running skit thing going for all the sponsors, which is fun. Yeah,
I gotta check him out. Okay, Daniel Green.
Oh yeah, he's a great fantasy booktuber. He's also an author now, and I just recently reviewed his book. In case anyone's interested,
I will look him up. Discord is live. I gotta check out Discord.
No, this is YouTube.
Anyway, somebody just popped on here on the comments.
Oh, sorry.
Discord is in fact live.
Okay, yeah, because I love YouTube.
No. I mean, I literally live on Discord. I have more servers than I can count, and I'm there every hour I'm not sleeping. I have Discord open.
I gotta check out Discord.
I'm like Anita. I like it. It's a little antiquated the way that the chat works and stuff like that, but I like it. Again, things on my phone though drives me nuts. I've got.
I run Discord off my desktop.
I did too. I've done that recently, and that's been a lot better. But
yeah, I like it much better on the desktop. I also have it on the Chromebook too, so that's where the notifications keep popping up. That's how I follow Allegra's conversations.
Is Discord mainly for gamers, though?
So Discord started out for gamers, but it's really expanded beyond that. I've run whole businesses through it, but what I find is that Discord is a space that actually encourages me to write. I have a server where there's just writing sprints, and there's a whole bunch of us in a video chat, and all we do is we get on chat, we say hello, we start a sprint, we sprint for half an hour, we chat about how it went, and then we start it over again. And I have some of my most productive writing time that way because it feels like I'm not alone writing into a void.
Which is hard. And that's one of the worst things. I like being alone, but it is hard. We feel like you're spending all of your life to spit something out that just goes blink.
Also, there are those moments when you're writing and you just laugh out loud because something connected, or you wrote a line that is hysterically funny because you did a typo. And you can't share it with anyone, but when you do write in a group, you can just throw that into a channel and someone else will laugh, and it just the demoralizing solitude of writing is gone.
It's a very interesting companion. It's almost like a sister or brother to Twitch in a lot of respects. I find,
okay.
You know,
and Twitch is primarily gaming.
Yes. No, that's changing too. You know?
I'm not a gamer. I wish I was a gamer. I can't. Something in my brain. Whenever I try to play games, I get
people
sick.
I follow a couple gamers, but there's a lot of people I follow on Twitch that are all writers. It's all writing for me, and
I gotta check.
And of course, my personal passions behind are also I follow, which is the same with YouTube for me. You know,
I'll check it out.
You know,
on the list of other things.
This is someone on my Discord, and I found in one of my published books a sentence with narrow in it 3 times. Somehow got through every single editor.
No. Oh no.
So that was a fun day.
So yeah, I mean, this is the thing, right? Is like awareness is really captivating people in terms of where to go and how to go there, and then you gravitate toward it. And like I think, Ron, once you get on TikTok, you're gonna enjoy the shit out of it.
Oh.
I think you're one of the perfect demographics for that. I think, and I really seriously, I mean,
Oh, it's funny. There's
Yeah.
so much humor. There's so many really great actors out there.
Yeah,
who,
it's not for everybody. Let's be honest. Not everything is for everybody. You know.
oh God,
and,
no.
you
But
know,
trust me,
and-
you'll find what you're looking for on, because TikTok is everywhere. I mean, it does everything. If you're looking for politics, it's got politics. If you're looking for just, if you're looking for just thirst traps, it's got tons of thirst traps. You're looking for that. So yeah.
Ron can have his late night show.
They're making fun of your jacket. That's not nice.
Always, every episode.
Episode. It's
Very
a running
hurtful.
joke at this
I'm
point.
very
It's very
sensitive.
hurtful.
I know I look very macho, but I'm just very sensitive. I'm fragile like a flower.
Well,
It's a delicate little
personally
flower.
appreciate that you dress up for this show. If I didn't have to chill and brand myself, I would do the same. And one of these days, we're going to do that. We're going to do that tuxedo show. I
Oh my
promise.
gosh. Please let
I
me know.
do.
And I've got dresses. I got things. I could do the things.
We will do it. I promise you that will happen, and we'll do that very soon. I promise.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Finally, that's what
What's
I
that?
feel the people have been craving is fancier clothing on this weekend.
On YouTube.
I see
That's
that all the time.
the word
Where's
on the
that
street is,
clothing
yeah.
people? You know,
Yeah.
They
those
started a
Facebook groups are-
petition. There are
big.
10 billion signatures. People not even born yet have signed.
From the astral plane.
I don't know
Other
why
dimension.
I need to wear this tuxedo thing, but I'm in. Yes. I mean, are there medias that you're curious about? I'm curious about this. Are there social media platforms you're curious about that you just haven't had the time to invest in? I mean, as JD points out in one of his things, does it cut into your writing time? And we have to be conscious of that, right? Ultimately, if we're not producing something, we're not talking about something either.
Exactly.
So, we're and as Allegra will tell you, as she's 3 days into her
I
work,
know.
and I'm so thankful she's here, and that's really awesome that she did that for us. But she's been going nonstop for 3 days creating a game for y'all, which sounds pretty exciting. So can't wait to talk about that either down the road. But is there something like a platform? There's one for me that I've really thought would be like perfect for me, and I have yet to even engage in it and talk about it and invest in it because look, I'm about to read like 600 books, so I have no fucking time now. But and I'm writing a fantasy series for the first time in my life, which I never thought I would do. I'm writing, I've got 2 books that I have to get out that I have publishing contracts for, and of course I'm doing this 24/7. So going in now is a full-time job in itself, and then of course I've got to work and make money and be able
It's
to
a
do
day job.
so that all being said, there's one social media out there I really want and I can't
What
get
is it? What is it?
Likewise.
I've never heard of that. What is
I love
Likewise?
this idea. It's this idea of like you can rank things and you do lists. I love lists. I'm a list person.
Oh, you're a
It doesn't take
lister.
up that much time because I did join. I listened
yeah?
to Courtney,
Yeah.
and I did, and yeah, it's fun. But
Yeah, Courtney's the one who shoved it at me and said you should be on here. This is your thing.
I haven't done too many lists yet, but they pop up notifications all the time, and you can go in and you can vote on stuff that other people do.
Yeah.
So you can go in and out all the time, and it doesn't take up much time at all. So, I check it out because
I want to so badly, and I maybe today, maybe I'll carve out an hour of my time because I know you most of you know that if I do something, I'm going full tilt at it. So
Hyper focus. I'm in there.
gonna
Nothing else matters.
I'll be on there all day long. I know it. I just know it, and that's just like Am I losing a day? Can I lose a day somewhere? Kind of
Yes.
idea, right?
That's
But-
why I don't do most social media, because I'll lose a day. But
Yeah.
my general philosophy is, does this make me write more? And if
Yeah.
it does, I do it. So Discord absolutely makes me write more. I write so much more when I'm on Discord. The platform that I really would love to break into is Twitch. I've had this idea for over a year of writing a novel live on Twitch,
Ooh.
with an audience being able to see my screen, every single typo, every mistake, all of it, and just chat my way through it. So
Oh, wow.
that's
That's
what I
terrifying.
would love to do.
Oh,
It is.
God.
You are a brave son of a bitch.
Yeah, because that's terrifying. No.
I'm so
Awful.
used to working with co-authors who are looking over my shoulder as I
Oh,
type.
yeah.
So now I'm just like, oh, people are watching me write. That's just Tuesday.
I've never co-authored anything. I'm always just myself. So my very first crap draft is all mine. I get to see what crap it is. So you don't see all that. All you see is the pretty little baby. No, I see
I'm
the
just
ugly,
like,
ugly
here's my
fetus.
ugly baby.
Yeah, here's
Eat
the
it.
ugly fetus, and then no. Oh God, no. It's terrifying.
Not all babies are cute. Let's get that out there.
Oh God, no. Oh,
Yeah.
well, if I've seen some ugly babies, like put that back in. It's not done. Ugh.
It says
It's-
he's in there for you.
It's
Allegra.
hard to tell the parents how ugly their babies are. They don't take it well, especially the mothers with all the drugs in them. But
Yeah, there's that
All
one
the hormones.
episode
Important
where they
work.
see the ugly baby, and they have to decide.
Oh.
They're trying to figure out how to tell them that they have an ugly baby. But yeah,
That's why God gave you all this oxytocin in your brain, so you think your baby's beautiful. You think this is
Right.
the most wonderful
Yeah.
thing, everything, so you don't kill it, smash it against a rock, because this is obviously a gremlin.
and I'm not advocating that we kill the ugly babies. Not all of them. Some of them. maybe.
Some of them. I mean, we could afford to lose a few ugly babies.
Babies are annoying. I mean, I hardly liked my kids, let alone other people's kids. But I am very much into honesty. So if you show me your baby, I'm going to tell you if it was ugly or not.
Ah,
so I mean, is-
Invitation. I feel like I should start a channel that does
yes,
that. Show me your
Ugly
baby.
babies.
Oh, yeah, that's hideous.
yeah,
your baby's so ugly.
dude, you definitely should. At least a podcast, Ron.
No,
You should-
Cameo. You should go on Cameo and just do ugly baby videos.
yeah,
People pay you
pay me to
$20
tell you how
just to go,
ugly
hi,
your
happy
baby is.
birthday. My God, you were an ugly baby. Oh, what is this?
My version of that is ugly fish. On dating sites, there's always a picture of a guy holding a fish. And I want to rank fish.
I'm so glad. I'm never going to date. Never. I'm just not doing that. If something ever happens to me and Brian, I'm just going to go into a little cabin in the woods, me and my cats. It's all it's going to be me and my cats and whatever lives in the forest.
That's beautiful.
I get
I'm
it.
going to be Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is my retirement idea. That's what I want to be.
All right. Well, does anybody want to add a social media site that they're
I've
not
told you,
on?
I want to do Discord. I want to do all of these
Yeah.
things. I just haven't done them yet. And I want to do them. I just got to stick them on the list. And again, life. You've got your
Yeah.
day job. You got family, loved ones that want your time.
Yeah,
And then
how
you've
dare
got,
they?
I know, bastards. And then you've got just life to take care of, adulting. And then you've got to squeeze all of the writing in, the creativity in, plus the marketing and the platforms and making sure that you're still out there and sleep. You got to sleep and poop once in a
I
while.
don't need to sleep.
Oh, that's right. You don't. You don't need to sleep. How much caffeine are you on? That's what I want to know. None. Oh my God. Wait. Oh my God. Is that matcha? Oh, oof, oof. That's
That's after the cold brew. We're on the second one.
Oh, you're basically, your bloodstream is 10% hemoglobin. The rest is just caffeine. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Well, when I'm-
Well,
Right.
He's going to smell sounds
go
pretty
ahead.
soon.
Go ahead, Ron.
I was just going to say, when I was young, I didn't need to sleep. My motto was, sleep is for the weak. But now I'm old and I'm just weak.
Oh, I remember. Oh God, going to the clubs in LA till 2 to 3 in the morning, coming home, taking a quick shower and shave, and going straight to work. Now, no.
Yeah. No, I'm an
Uh-uh.
idiot if I don't get enough sleep. If I don't have
Oh.
any sleep, forget it.
I am evil. I don't. All my filters, which are very small to begin with, are completely gone, and I'll get fired.
Yeah.
So it'll be bad.
I'm the opposite.
Alright.
When I was young, I slept 8 hours, 10 hours at night. And now I don't sleep at all. So
Oh, I love sleep.
That's nice.
All right. Well, if you're a fan of The Devil in the Deep Blue Sea,
Oh, yes.
you may not sleep either because you're gonna have about 5 or 6 books to read thanks to CL Cannon. Here is the Indie Connection, and then we'll be back to wrap things up.
Hey guys, CL Cannon here from Fiction Atlas Press, bringing you another Indie Connection. Today I'm going to be telling you about some indie books that you might enjoy if you like Between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea by April Genevieve Tulloch. The first book I have for you is called Demons at Dead Night by A&E Kirk. For 17-year-old Aurora Leahy, survival is a lifestyle. Aurora has the crappiest superpower on the planet, and it's just unleashed a hit squad from hell. Demons are on the hunt, salivating to carve her carcass into confetti. The HICKS boys, mysterious, hunky, and notorious for their trials of destruction, have the answers Aurora needs to survive, but their overload of deadly secrets and suspicious motives make trusting them a potentially fatal move. The battle to save her family, herself, and to stop demonic domination may cost Aurora everything worth living for, and force her to reveal her own dark secrets. But no worries, she needs the HICKS boys to pull this off, and chances are, teaming up with these guys will get her killed anyway. The second book I have for you is called Insidious by Victoria Evers. What's worse than being hunted by a devil? Discovering you've been mated to one. Since moving to Mystic Harbor, Maine, I've made it my life's mission to avoid Reese Blackburn at all costs. Sure, he has cheekbones that could cut glass, not to mention bedroom eyes that could melt any girl into a puddle on the floor. Too bad that doesn't change the fact he's completely stab-worthy. When a fun night on the town turns deadly, I quickly discover the quaint little hamlet of Mystic Harbor houses more than sandy beaches and adorable B&Bs. Beneath the New England charm rests a deadly world where shifters, demons, vampires, and angelic hunters all vie for power. A world where magic is the greatest weapon. Magic that people are willing to kill for. Magic that I now possess. After that one fateful night, I can feel the changes beginning to take hold of me. Worse yet, I have no idea what I'm even turning into. All I know is someone wants me dead, and someone even worse wants me alive. Hell's mystifying crown prince of lust has just marked me to be his mate, and this handsome devil won't stop until he claims what is his. My only real ally rests in the one person I can't stand, the insufferably gorgeous Reese Blackburn. I was just your average 17-year-old girl. Now, my very soul is at stake. Can my unlikely partnership challenge fate itself before it's too late? Or will I be forever damned as the princess of hell? The third book I have for you is called Heir of Shadows by Kel Carpenter. There's only one rule in the world I come from. Keep our existence a secret. Period. The day my sister broke that rule one too many times, I knew that there would be consequences. I expected us to be sent to one of those schools for troubled kids, and maybe Diasley Academy was, in a way. But really, it was far more complicated than that. You see, I thought the world had forgotten me, forgotten us. For years we were left alone, and one day, we weren't. It was only when I got there that I remembered the second rule. Trust no one. Because in our world, they would kill me if they knew the truth of what I am. Daziel Academy is a school for supernaturals. And me? I'm so much more. And the last book I have for you is called The Place Beyond Her Dreams by Obie Algeweckwe. At the sudden death of her grandfather, Ona's pain transports her to mystical Lunea, a place of infinite possibilities, free of turf wars and other ills that plague the earthly dimension she lives in. In Lunea, where her grandfather awaits her, Ona learns she is an Aerie, one bestowed with unique, intuitive, and spiritual gifts passed down from generation to generation. On her 18th birthday, she returns to Luana and is handed a box to deposit her exchange for love and happiness, her greatest desires. Burdened by her quest, Ona crosses paths with danger and heartbreak as the two men that love her dearly are viciously pitted against each other. As evil looms, she learns that dreams carry a hefty price, and no one is who they seem. Now she must unmask the villain and save the one she loves. even at the risk of losing everything she holds dear. Okay, that's all for me this week. I'll see you next week on The New Connection. Bye.
As per usual, some gorgeous covers and some interesting reads. Definitely go check out the Indie Connection. All the books that are recommended are listed in the description, as are all the links to everybody here, who they'll tell you where to find them as well in just a couple minutes. But yeah, we're real grateful to CL Cannon each and every week for providing us with the Indie Connection. Thank you so much for doing that. And so, you know, ultimately, in the end game, we write because we want to write. We write what we want to write. We don't care who reads it, as long as somebody reads it, right? And so, I mean, I was looking again. I won't throw any numbers. I promise. I will keep the number. I will keep this number free. But I just want to say I was looking at demographics in terms of how they read and what they're reading, you know, in terms of what, you know, whether they do a paperback, whether they do ebook and everything like that. And it was interesting to me that ebooks have always been high on the list, right? And audiobooks are starting to creep into that aspect of it. But paperbacks have cut in a lot in the last almost 18 months. Paperbacks have risen. And I won't throw a number out there, but they've gone up. They've gone up. Let's just say they've gone up. And I'm just kind of curious from everybody. We all put out ebooks, and we've concentrated on that. We do multiple formats for a lot of our books. But are we looking at future? I mean, there's Vela now. Audio dramas are becoming something, and you have to think that sooner or later, the youth is going to gravitate toward that, and demographics are going to start to skew toward those things. So, I mean, are we looking at, you know, possibly other mediums for how we produce stuff, or are we sticking to what we know in that respect as well? Is ebooks? Is it just going to be I'm going to do ebook, paperback, and you know, and maybe an audiobook if I can afford it, kind of thing, right? So, I mean, that's what dictates a lot of it too, right? So is cost, but I mean, are we looking at that as well? Is that something that you
yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It's fun. I want to see what the new stuff does. I want to play with the new things, all the toys.
I committed when I started AO Collective Publishing to be a multi-author, multi-genre, multimedia storytelling enterprise. So we want to tell stories in the best format for the stories we want to tell, whether that be short, episodic, audio dramas, audio books, big epic fantasy novels you can hit someone over the head with. Whatever the story needs, we want to be able to tell it in the way that fits it best.
Yes.
Are you transferring any novels into video games at this point?
I would love to. Part of what I would love to do long term is to have. I'm actually building a board game to go along with the second book in my last gift series, and it's going to come out at the same time.
Awesome. Right. I know with humor, I think audiobooks bring a lot to the table. I mean, things that are easy to miss, especially tone. Tone's easy to miss when you're reading, but with a talented narrator, it's impossible to miss.
Exactly.
So I love that, and I have to say, it's also almost surreal to hear people perform what you have written. And I have one character that two different people. There's an audiobook and then a guy who does audio short stories for free, and he did the same character. Just to hear the difference was really interesting and fun, rewarding as a writer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'd love to explore more on the serial fiction side, because I mean, I'm already doing it over on my website every Wednesday with my Brabble series. So it's kind of natural for me because I write a lot of flash fiction and shorter stuff anyway. So,
is anybody taking on Vela? Is anybody here?
Oh, I can't because I'm in Canada, but
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
No.
Sorry for that sore subject.
I got very grumpy at Bella because I started releasing a serial on Amazon episode by episode, and now I can't put it on Bella because I had released it previously. So until they change that rule, I'm going to be grumpy at Bella, but I'm sure it won't last, and I'll get another idea, and I'll be on it like next Wednesday.
Interesting. All right. Well, I think we've determined that, you know what, it's great that you're all reading. Thank you to the youth of America for engaging and becoming readers again, and we really appreciate that. Come into our world. Now let's bring you into the indie world and show you what we can do, because we can do some stuff.
Oh, yes.
Now it's time. We've got you hooked. Thank you to all of our favorites who got you hooked. The Stephen Kings out there and all the wonderful J.K. Rowlings, and thank her for her books, but don't thank her for her views. But whatever. But the people that got them into us, now let's expand your universe, right? And now the time coming. I don't care if you're 5 years old or 20 years old or 15, 57. I don't care what age you are. I don't care. If you want to read my book, please go ahead. It's up to other people to police your thoughts and other things like that. And yes, my stuff is dark, but hey, look, I'm going to tell you that right up front, so you know what you're getting into if you come to my world. So, I'm just saying. But with that being said, I think we've talked a lot about demographic, and we've discovered that, hey, look, let's just make some stuff, right? Let's put some stuff out there. So where are we putting stuff out there? Let's go down the list. I'm going to go backwards this time. So, Mr. LAHR, where are you putting stuff out there?
Just go to my website that's listed right here. I just want to get back on topic about young people and go on record that I really don't care for young people. But it is not limited to them. Really, it's people. Excluding you guys, because you're right here. But as soon as we're not together, you guys too.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
I just want to be honest.
I appreciate that, and I have no doubt.
Joe, now that you're successful, I really like you.
Thanks. All right. Does that mean we'll see more of you in the future, Mr. LAHR?
Of course. Of course.
We would love that.
Not more like I'm going to show more skin.
Okay.
More. You
definitely have to do the tuxedo episode, because it's all centered around you. You're going to be the main focus of that one. So
I have a tuxedo collection.
All right. Well,
so I want to participate.
When I say tuxedo, let's paraphrase that a little bit. It doesn't have to be an actual tuxedo, right?
Well, mine will be, of course.
Okay. Yeah, because you got to up the bar every time. So
yes, yeah. I wanted to wear a monocle and a top hat today, but with moving, I can't find them.
Okay. Well, we'll look forward to that next time for sure. All right, Nikki, where can people get your stuff at?
We can go to my website, list right there, or all of my stuff is on Amazon. I've got some stuff over there on what else? Ingram Spark. I've been trying to use them now too, but primarily all of my stuff is on Amazon, pretty much paperback and Kindle, and some in audiobooks if you look that way. But yeah, everywhere. That's where. And also you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all the places. I'm everywhere. So I am God. So yeah. And by the way, I like the young peoples. I think they're a lot of fun sometimes until they get annoy me, and then they can go away.
What a kiss ass.
I am.
All right, and go follow Nikki on TikTok. She's great. Awesome.
Thank you. That's sweet. I'm trying.
All right, Anita, where can people find you at?
Best place to find me is over on my website at afstewart.ca or over on Facebook at my reader group, AF Stewart's Minions. And all my books are on wide, except for Visions and Nightmares, which is in KU, and I'm in paperback on most of them. And I have one lone sad audiobook of Ghosts of the Sea Moon.
Are more to come, though?
It's also on sale this month, by the way, just in case.
Put it out there. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Also, this book is on sale too. So in ebook form, not the paperback.
Awesome. Your Outer Lands series is part of my retro review, by the way. So I'm
Outer
really,
Islands. Get the title
Outer
right,
Islands.
Joe.
Yeah, I always do that, don't I? Sorry. Outer
Yeah,
Islands.
you keep
It's
calling it
it's
a pirate
literally
book
right
too. By
behind
the
me.
way, it's not a pirate book.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
Joe.
I
It's
know.
fantasy. The pirates don't show up till book 3.
Hey, I didn't say that this time. I didn't say it
Yeah.
was a pirate book this time.
It's right there
literally
behind her, Joe.
behind
Right
you.
there.
Yeah, actually, it is.
Yes.
So good on me for reading. See, everybody, what you're looking forward to with me actually reading? There you go. But anyway, thank you for being here. Allegra, tell everybody where they
Hi.
can find you.
You can find me at authorallegra.com. I also run this very, very writerly Discord server, Plot Mom. We always welcome new folks. And as a still nominally young person in her 20s until tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, I just kind of love writing for all ages, and I hope to continue doing so.
Nice. Awesome. We hope you do as well. And I'm Joe Compton. This is Going In Now. Congratulations. You found us. Welcome. We really appreciate it. And you know what you can do while you're here? You can smash that like button. Yes, I will shill. I don't care.
Chill.
But yes, smash the like button, comment, subscribe, do all those wonderful things. Share, share with your friends. We love sharing is caring. So, we love when you do that. So we really appreciate it. And like I said earlier, if you missed the announcement earlier, if you have something coming out in 2021, there is a form in our description right now where you can submit your whatever media it is, whether it's a book, an album, a film, anything interesting as long as it's indie, we'll try and review it and go back and watch the beginning of this show to get all the information that I spewed it out for 10 minutes. I'm not going to do it here again. We all have better things to do. But with that being said, it's always time to go indie now, though. So with that, we say goodbye and hello to the rest of the week and enjoy it. And for the record, I don't hate young people either.